Hi guys, it's me. Excuse the way I look first of all, because I just got off work and I just threw something on because I wanted to make this video. I've been starting to catch up on my YouTube videos, and one of my subscriptions, if you don't know who she is, her YouTube name is nanalovestroubles. She's a heavy-set woman, and she does a lot of song covers. She talks a lot about her life, and she gets the most terrible hate mail and comments imaginable. I tell you this because in the sidebar that came up today was a video response from somebody. I'm going to post a link to that video response in the bottom bar here. And I'm telling you, I'm not posting for you to go over there and say something. I'm posting it here so that you can go and you can hear firsthand what I'm going to talk about. The long and short of the video response was the person saying how it was, if it's Nene's prerogative to stay overweight, that's her deal, but, people shouldn't choose her lifestyle and wither away like she's going to, and that Nene shouldn't get on there and say that she doesn't care when people call her fat and everything, because she knows, as in this girl was saying, that she knows that Nene is completely disgusted with herself, because if you're fat and overweight, when a guy doesn't like you or you can't fit into clothes or whatever, that you should be ashamed of yourself, pretty much, for being overweight. Now, I got a little confused when I watched this video, because I think that the video was made in, in a not malicious way. It was supposed to be more of, like a, I don't know. I don't think the video was meant to be hurtful, and I didn't think it was that hurtful, but I think it was kind of unwarranted. She said, that Nene should do something about her weight because, it's a problem and everything. And what I want to say about this is, what upsets me is it's not true. Not everybody who's overweight is ashamed of themselves. I think that everybody who is overweight goes through periods where they are, disgusted with themselves, and, there comes that breaking point where you're like, I just can't stand to deal with this anymore. But a woman, what I find interesting is this woman was just kind of assuming Nene's situation, but she wasn't. It was a really confusing video. I'm just going to reiterate that point that nobody knows what your situation is. A lot of people think that all fat people are fat because they make terrible lifestyle changes, life choices. That's not always the case. Granted that a lot of people, I think, do make bad decisions when it comes to their exercising and their eating and everything like that, but there is a lot of factors that can, there's a lot of factors that can make your being overweight worse. As this woman said in this video, people have thyroid problems. My mother, I know she had thyroid cancer, and ever since she's gotten her thyroid taken out, her weight fluctuates very badly. People have slow metabolisms. People have metabolic disorders. People have food addictions. That is my problem. I wasn't taught, and I'm not trying to make excuses, so please don't think I'm making excuses, because you can make every excuse in the book, and it comes down to what you're going to do about it. But I'm just putting out there, the factors that led to my being overweight. My entire family's overweight. We were always all overweight, and a part of that was from poor nutrition, because growing up we didn't have a lot of money. My parents could not afford to make sure that we had a well-balanced meal all the time. I mean, that's another big factor, especially these days. It's so much cheaper to go to McDonald's and buy a $1 cheeseburger and fries, and you can spend $5 and have a meal, where to get a decent meal at a grocery store that's balanced and everything, it could cost upwards, $10 to $20 a person. So, sometimes money is a factor. If you don't have a lot of money, it's really hard to eat right. And that's another factor that's leading to my overweightness as an adult, is I wish I had the money to eat more fruits and vegetables, but that stuff is expensive, and I can't always afford that. Also with exercising, some people like Nene are probably, again, I'm not trying to assume Nene's situation, but just saying there's some people that are that overweight and they cannot get up and go out and exercise. And that woman mentioned that in her video. But like she said, you know, you can do sitting down exercises, da 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 da. A big problem that was not addressed in this video is depression. It's kind of a vicious cycle. You get depressed, you want to eat. You know, you get depressed, you don't want to exercise, you don't want to take care of yourself. And breaking the depression cycle is very, very difficult. And in the world today where a lot of people are uninsured and cannot get the kind of help that they need, that cycle gets worse. If everybody had the money to get a health insurance and buy, you know, good food, get gym memberships or whatever have you, or get money for your car so that you can, you know, go to the gym, you know what I mean? Just a lot of factors play into people being overweight. And I know there's a lot of personal responsibility involved, and it pretty much comes down to the fact of, you know, you have to make it work for you somehow. Something's got to give. You know, people need to be more focused on their overall health, but sometimes it's very hard. I went through excuse me, as a teenager, you know, of course you get teased at school. I got diagnosed with being bipolar as a teenager, and you know, that manic cycle, and then, you know, your downs and lows, ups and highs, that was a big contributing factor again to all of the weight gain. And I had actually went through a 6-month period in high school where I was losing weight because I had gotten sick of always, you know, being teased and not being able to find clothes and not being able to buy the Old Navy and the American Eagle like all my friends were wearing. Because I did go through a period, you know, before I realized that I was goth. You know, I was trying to be, you know, the preppy, popular, wear all name brand clothes. So anyway, I went through a cycle of depression, and again, so you know, you get depressed, they put me on medication, and one of the side effects of my medication and a lot of mental health medications is weight gain. And exercise, you know, releases endorphins, you know, that can help with your depression. But again, if you're so depressed that you can't get your ass up to go out and take a walk, then that's not going to help. So there's a lot of factors that play off of each other and against each other when it comes to being overweight. And it is a very long and hard road to find what, you know, combination works for you. And it's not an easy process. I mean, to safely lose, you know, 100 pounds, that's going to take like maybe a year and a half to safely lose. I mean, there's ways, I mean, celebrities do it. There's ways you can lose like 20 pounds in a week, but that's unhealthy for you. And the whole goal is to try and get healthy. So I just wanted to address that because I think it's really wrong to just sit there and say all the things that she was saying. I mean, I understand where she was trying to go, but I just think it came out wrong. Being overweight is a very, very hard thing. Both dealing with being overweight and dealing with trying to get your weight under control. A lot of people, you know, they don't understand. They think it's just as simple as eat salads and go for a walk every day. And that's just terribly wrong. Like I said, there's a lot of contributing factors that can work against you, and it's very hard. And women tend to, you know, gain and fluctuate weight worse than men. And, you know, I think women have a much, much harder time. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people understand this, but women can be very vicious creatures. You know, so you get into a social circle with women and they can really come down on you, which, you know, doesn't affect your mood or anything. And they can really be nasty to you. And even in the world today, I think it's harder on women because it's more acceptable for a man to be overweight than a woman. You know, a lot of people will say, oh, well, you're fat, you're overweight. And my husband is overweight. He's not as heavy as I am, but he's obese. And he you know, he'll say he's fat, and people are like, oh, no, you're just chunky. So, you know, women have a lot going against them, just even on a, you know, a gender scale. It's harder for women. But this is what I'm going to tell you. If you want to start getting healthy, and you have a lot of these factors like depression, and you know, you don't have a lot of money for food, you really need to sit down. If you're really, really serious, you have to be serious. You cannot go on a diet because diets don't work. You have to really take personal responsibility and change your lifestyle. That's what I did. And it's not an easy thing to do. You know, I lost about 20 or 30 pounds, you know, and I've gotten off my, you know, I've gone back to eating the crap food and not eating enough times a day, which, again, really fast can be another factor. Like right now I have a job, I'm working, I'm active, but I'm actually gaining weight because I can only eat once or twice a day, and that's not good for your metabolism. It slows it down. So even though I'm out there and I'm eating, as you know, the stuff that I'm eating is pretty healthy, I'm just not eating enough because I have a very bad metabolism. So anyway, so what you need to do is, you really have to sit down and make a plan for yourself. That's the only way that you're going to really get started up. Make a plan for yourself. It doesn't have to be an immediate plan. Just sit down, even make a long-term plan. Say, within the next 3 months, I want to cut down, how much I eat out. Next 3 months, I want to exercise at least once or twice a week. And don't let people make you feel bad because you're only going out there and you're maybe exercising for an hour a day, once a week, because you're trying. I mean, if you're going to sit there and only exercise for an hour a week for the next year, well, then that, again, lies on your personal responsibility, and you need to take the steps to fix that. You need to exercise more. But don't expect, don't let people tell you that you should be here, if you're doing this, this, and this. You have to take it on your time. So even if, like I said, the next 3 months you're going to exercise for an hour once a week. And then maybe after that 3 months you bump it up to another couple hours. It's a long process, and it's not something easy, especially if, like me, if you've been obese all your life, it's hard. It really is. And you need to have a good support groups. There's plenty of support groups online. The internet has been a fantastic tool in bringing people of, this with like-minded interests together, obviously. So look on the internet, find support groups. There's a lot of great tools out there for people who want to make a lifestyle change. There's calorie converters. I used to be part of this website. I believe it's called like Fit Day or something. It's a whole giant website that's free to use. You can put in the exercise you've done for the day, what you've eaten, what your goals are, and it will help you along the process. I'm going to find that link and I'll put it in the bottom bar for you because it's an excellent website tool for you. So just make a plan. Be realistic. What can you realistically handle? And just go by 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. Make your goals out for there and then just keep progressing on. It's not a race. There's not a time limit for how, for you to get healthy. You have to take it when you can. Do it on your own terms, or else you're not going to stick with it. It's going to feel forced, and you're just going to go back to eating the way you were and not exercising. So to anybody who's watching this video, and if Nene, if you're coming across this video, I love you. I love your cover. I think you're an amazing person, and I'm so, you inspire me so much because no matter what people say about you, you just keep going strong. And I have to say, some things that I have seen people say about you would make me cry for days. And you're so strong through it all. And you have a beautiful son, and you just keep on doing what you're doing, sweetheart. All right? All right, I love you guys. I hope I helped you guys. I hope to make you understand a little bit better what it's like to be overweight. And if you have any questions or comments, or you just need to talk, if you're struggling through your own personal transformation with weight loss or depression, you can feel free to message me or find me on Facebook. I'll put my link to my Facebook in the bottom bar. And again, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this video. Love you guys. Bye.